So I thought I'd start making videos in addition to the ones that I do on a weekly basis surrounding my articles and the topics of weight loss, about my life and me as a person, and how things that I do as and when they come up might be of benefit to you guys. So this is the first of that type of video. What I found is doing this work, so writing articles, making videos, and all the online stuff that I'm now doing, is leading to me naturally sitting down a lot more. Sitting down, typing away, and working at my laptop. And I found that that is causing me, or the feeling that I'm getting a little bit tight through certain muscle groups, and a little bit stiff and restricted in my movement through the neck and shoulders, in the hip, from just being in this position for several hours at a time. It's not something I'm used to. I'm a very active person through my job and my general lifestyle, so I can really get a feel for what it's like to have that side of things in my life to any real degree, which wasn't really the case before. And so I decided to start doing something about that, because I know from obviously my career, my professional experience and expertise, that if I don't do something about that, that can then lead to further problems down the line. Being in such a position where your body is fixed, it causes certain tightnesses, particularly in the anterior muscles, so the muscles at the front of the body, because the tendency is to drop forward, hunch over. So you basically train your body to become flexion dominant. So flexion being bending, so forward bending of the trunk. So you come into a position of alignment that isn't straight, and you encourage that over time to become the norm. The muscles of the anterior front of the body become tight. So muscles of the chest, the shoulders, abdominals, hips, etc. They become chronically tight, and they bring the body out of alignment. And that can have all sorts of biomechanical impacts. Joint mobility is affected, flexibility, aesthetically speaking. If you're in a hunched position and therefore not in a fully upright position, that doesn't look great. And if you're watching and you're looking to lose weight, you can do wonders by countering this dominant pattern that people tend to find themselves being subjected to through their lifestyle, by doing what I'm about to show you. It will bring you into an upright extended position, which is obviously opening out the body and not allowing it to be in a slumped, slouched position. So what do? I use this thing here. It's a foam roller. It is 15 centimeters in diameter and around about 90 centimeters in length. And what I do with that is I place it on the floor, and then I lie on my back on top of it, with my spinal column vertically along the center of the roller all the way down. My head is supported by the roller, so it's not hanging off the back. I have my feet flat and my knees bent to take the loading out of the lower spine. And then from there I form a T with my arms, and turn the palms up and hold that there. Nothing more complicated than that. I do this around 4 to 5 times a week, typically in the evenings, an hour or under an hour before going to bed. And I'll hold that position for about 20 minutes. And as I've touched on, it basically counters the impact of what most people are subjected to when they sit, whether it's at their desk or at home after work, or any number of different examples that you can think of. It counters that by bringing the body into natural extension, so thoracic extension, elevation of the chest, expansion of the chest, stretching through the abdominal. So you lie over it, and this is a rigid surface. It's not soft, it's rigid. So your pliable muscles and the structures, ligaments of the joints are impacted by the rigidity of this, especially when you lie over it and let gravity take its effect, which is why I say 20 minutes. You allow that to happen. You really open up through these muscles that can be tight. And as I've already said, that really helps with posture, biomechanics, aesthetically speaking, really bringing the body into its natural elongated state, so you're not hunched over. And with hunching over, you get paunch belly. Everything just looks less attractive. So if weight loss is your goal or part of your goal, then doing this can make you look trimmer, quite simply. And then there's some added benefits of doing this foam roller exercise or stretch, and which aren't necessarily to do with the body in the physical way. What I find is that just lying there with no music on, no TV, no laptop, no mobile phone, nothing like that, is that your brain gets a chance to just relax and disengage and stop working at 100 miles an hour in overtime, which is what our minds tend to do with work and home responsibilities, relationships, friends, whatever it might be. We just constantly keep going. Our mind never stops. This is a great way just to take 20 minutes out of your day. If you can do it at the end of the day, even better. Just to allow your mind to switch off and unwind. And that really helps then if you're going to bed within a short period of time afterwards, to really help you to get into a deeper phase of sleep more quickly as well. And this has also helped with the second benefit, which kind of follows on from the first, and that is being in such an expansive position, in a stretched position through these chronically tightened muscles. Breathing in that position becomes more pronounced, and you're able to really appreciate the mechanics of breathing and breathe at a deeper state and level, and to experience how vital breathing is to your health and well-being. So yeah, that then has a knock-on effect to your relaxation, mentally and physically. So both these things are interrelated, and then will also be of help to get a good night's sleep, especially if you're doing the other things that promote good sleep, which I've touched on in the past, and obviously I will continue to speak about with other things in the future. So if you're doing all these things together, it really can be a powerful tool to really relax and unwind and prepare you for a good night's sleep, which is kind of a side benefit to the main benefits of keeping good postural alignment, aesthetics, etc., etc. A word on time frame. So I say 20 minutes most evenings. My piece of advice is to work up to 20 minutes, especially if you are one of those people who do constantly engage your body in this position, so almost train your body to become strong and dominant in a flexion, in a hunched over position. As I've said, this is a hard surface, so you're working against that, plying the body against what is its dominant but not optimal state. So that can feel a little bit uncomfortable to begin with, kind of like a sports massage or joint manipulation. You know, if you've ever had those things, while you know it's beneficial and in the long term it's great, in the short term, if it's new to you, you can really feel almost sore. You definitely feel the after effects, and you know you've done something for a couple of days. This is a similar thing, although there's no manual or external manipulation going on. You know, you're working on a hard surface, working with gravity, and it has the same effect. So I can speak from experience of having used this now for about a month in this way, that the first week or two, I felt a little bit stiff, and it was almost as if I'd, I don't know, like being rugby tackled, or I don't know, something that was some physically exerting activity. But that will subside, so you might want to build up to 20 minutes. So maybe start with 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time, and let your own judgment be your guide. So when you feel that your body's responding and you're more able to be in that position naturally and comfortably, and the next day or two doesn't really feel as noticeable on the body in terms of a reaction, then extend the time and work your way up to a maximum around about 20 minutes. No real need to do more than that. It can be overkill. You don't want to cause too much effect and creep through the ligaments and the joints in such a position. So 20 minutes, I would say, is a maximum. And these things here aren't expensive at all. I picked this up from Amazon years ago. You don't have to go for some fancy branded high-end foam roller, as long as it is of obviously decent standard and a quality that doesn't lose its shape and rigidity over time, because obviously your weight is on it, so you don't want something that's going to become deformed easily. And I'm a heavy guy, and I use that daily now almost, and it's still in its original shape. So that's the key factor in buying one. 15 centimeters in diameter, 90 centimeters in length. And there are other benefits and uses of this foam roller that I haven't even talked about today, but I really want to talk about this posture and working with posture, which a lot of people need. Most people, I would say, need. And this is one way where you don't really need to see a specialist or get additional help, which I'm not saying isn't valid, it totally is, but this is something you can do for yourself in your own time and really appreciate the benefits of you being in control of how this works for you. Yeah, so give it a go. Pick one up if you haven't got a foam roller already. Experiment with it and let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching.